If our color guard would please advance. Color guard, post the corners. And if you would please recite the Pledge of Allegiance. Scout salute. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, color guard. Retreat. Okay, if everybody would please have a seat now. I will now open this Eagle Court of Honor. Will the honor guard please escort Joshua to the stage? Thank you. And at this time, if I could have Ed Lawson come forward and help me with lighting the Eagle Trail. When a boy becomes a Boy Scout, there should be instilled within him something that we call the spirit of scouting. This lighted candle represents that spirit. Because the spirit of scouting embodies the fine principles of the Scout oath and law, it becomes a shining beacon of inspiration. Alone, this light may be feeble, but when multiplied by more than 3.5 million boys in scouting, it can become powerful indeed. After a boy has entered scouting, the Scout law that he is promised to obey is put into effect as the occasion may demand. And so, one by one, using the flame from this spirit of scouting, we will light the symbols that stand for the parts of the law. There are 12 parts, all important, all are meaningful. Each is an important foundation stone in the building of strong character. Trustworthy. A Scout tells the truth. He keeps his promises. Honesty is part of his code of conduct. People can depend on him. Loyal. A Scout is true to his family, his Scout leaders, friends, school, and nation. Helpful. A Scout is concerned about other people. He does things willingly for others without pay or reward. Friendly. A Scout is a friend to all. He is a brother to other Scouts. He seeks to understand others. He respects those ideas and customs other than his own. Courteous. A Scout is polite to everyone, regardless of age or position. He knows good manners and makes it easier for people to get along together. Kind. A Scout understands that there is strength in being gentle. He treats others as he wants to be treated. He does not hurt or kill harmless things without reason. Obedient. A Scout follows the rules of his family, school, and true. He obeys the laws of his community and country. He thinks if these rules and laws are unfair, he tries to have them changed in an orderly manner rather than disobeying them. Cheerful. A scout looks for the bright side of things. He cheerfully does tasks that come his way. He tries to make others happy. Thrifty. A scout works to pay his way and to help others. He saves for unforeseen needs. He protects and conserves natural resources. He carefully uses his time and property. Brave. A scout can face danger even if he is afraid. He has the courage to stand for what he thinks is right, even if others laugh or threaten him. Clean. A scout keeps his body and mind fit and clean. He goes around with those who believe in living by the same ideals. He helps keep his home and community clean. And the 12th point, a scout is reverent. A scout is reverent towards God. He is faithful in his religious duties. He respects the beliefs of others. Furthermore, there are 3 points of the scout oath. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty and to obey the scout law. As a Boy Scout in America, I believe that America's strength lies in her trust in God and in the courage and strength of her people. I will therefore be faithful in my religious duties and will maintain a personal sense of honor in my own life. I will treasure my American heritage and will do all I can to preserve it. I will hold the values of the Scout law in highest regard. To help other people at all times. I recognize the dignity and the worth of my fellow men. I will use fair play and goodwill in dealing with them. To keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. He lights the blue candle. I will acquire the attitude that seeks the truth, strength, and uprightness, first in myself and then in all situations I encounter throughout my life. Okay. In the Scout Oath, the young Scout promises to honor, to do his best, to do his duty, first to God and to his country, second to other people, by helping them at all times. And third, to himself, by keeping himself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. You see how the light from the spirit of scouting is now beginning to grow and become lighter. Okay, now the trail to Eagle. Now, far away, looms the hazy outlines of the Eagle summit, flanked by lesser peaks that represent the star and life rings. Yes, to the newcomer, they're a long way ahead, but they'll become a lot closer as the light of the spirit of scouting continues to spread. The scout begins as a tenderfoot. As so, I like the tenderfoot symbol that stands at the foot of the Eagle Trail. Once inspired by the spirit of scouting, he won't stay a tenderfoot for long. Putting a few simple achievements behind him, he very shortly climbs to the rank of second class scout. The requirements of second class become a little bit more difficult. A scout must learn to be self-sufficient in the outdoors and continue to render service to others. Now the scout is ready to accept the challenge to attain first class. And even then, Though the requirements stiffen a bit, he keeps climbing until finally he comes towards the day when he tops the first summit of the Long Eagle Trail, where he receives his first-class award. Thus, we light the milestone that represents the first-class scout. But he must not stop here, because beyond the first summit, the Eagle Trail still leads on. A broad field of merit badges awaits him. He needs a total of 6 to conquer Star Scout. Probably a lot sooner than he thought possible, he finds himself standing on the Star Ridge. Thus, through leadership and achievement, he conquers the first of the 3 great peaks along the Eagle Trail. We will now light the symbol that designates the Star Scout. Gaining the next summit, the Life Scout Peak, is not much easier. Much leadership, service, and hard work has to be done in mastering 5 additional merit badges and helping other fellows. The higher the scout climbs, the smaller becomes the crowd. Yet there are no impossible barriers along this way. The Life Scout goal can be achieved, but it takes real effort. I now light the symbol of this achievement. While the rank of Life Scout is a much coveted one and deserving of extreme credit, the Eagle Trail does not end there. It still leads on and on. Towards the summit, its pathway narrows and steepens considerably as it winds along narrow ledges. Mile by mile, it becomes tougher and more trying. Many things have been done in order to conquer these last miles. Before the highest summit along the Eagle Trail can be attained, many additional merit badges are needed. Some of them are pretty tough, and in the meantime, leadership and service to others is not forgotten. Only those with the greatest amount of persistence and courage are able to gain the thrill of victory that comes while looking down the trail. From the very top of the Eagle Summit, we will now light, actually we're going to wait for that in just a bit, to light the Eagle Scout rank. Okay, we are now going to do the Eagle Scout Oath. The Eagle Scout Charge, followed by the oath. And Josh, I have the honor to give you the Eagle Scout Charge on the occasion of your elevation to the highest rank in Scouting. The Boy Scouts of all nations constitute one of the most wholesome and significant influences in the world's history. You have been counted worthy of this highest rank in the Boy Scouts of America. Your responsibility goes beyond fellow Scouts. It extends to your God and to your country. America has many fine things to offer you and your children after you, but these good things depend, for the most part, on the quality of her citizens. Our country has a great past. You can help to make the future still greater yet. I charge you to undertake your citizenship with solemn dedication. Be a leader, but lead only towards the best. Lift up every task you do and every office you hold to the high level of service to God and to your fellow men. So live and serve, that those who know you will be inspired to the finest of living. We have too many who use their strength and their brains to exploit others and gain selfish ends. I charge you to be among those who dedicate their hearts and their hands to the common good. Build America on the sound foundations of clean living, honest work, unselfish citizenship, and reverence for God. Then whatever others do, you will leave behind you a record for which you may be justly proud. Eagle Candidate Josh, I charge you to enter the Eagle Scout Brotherhood, holding before you the ideals of honor and service. By repetition of the Eagle Scout promise, before your fellow members, you become an Eagle Scout. Though the words you use will be similar to those by which you joined Scouting, tonight they will mean much more than they could have meant at any time in the past. When you pledge yourself on your sacred honor, you will be sealing your entire loyalty to the code of the Eagle Scout. The words which close the Declaration of Independence. Will the Scout please stand? Okay. Now, Josh, Scout sign. Actually, before we begin that, before we present the rank of Eagle Scout, I would ask that anybody in the audience that has blazed this trail of Eagle before stand and be recognized and join with Josh in reaffirming your Eagle Scout oath. So at this time, would those please stand and have received the rank of Eagle? Okay. We'll start right here, and if you could give your name and the year that you received your Eagle Scout and the unit you were in.
Jeff Manning, Troop 322, and the Eagle Class of 2015.
Jordan Hall, Troop 322, Class of 2015. Adam Rogers, Troop 126, 2011.
Okay. And my name is Walt Rainey. I am from the class of 1983, and my unit was Troop 207. So, at this time now, if all of you would give the Scout sign, and if you will repeat after me. I reaffirm my allegiance
I reaffirm my allegiance
to the three promises of the Scout Oath.
to the three promises of the Scout Oath.
I thoughtfully recognize and take upon myself
Thoughtfully recognize and take upon myself
the obligations and responsibilities
the obligations and responsibilities
of the rank of Eagle Scout.
of the rank of Eagle Scout.
On my honor, I will do my best
On my honor, I will do my best
to make my training an example,
to make my training an example,
my rank and my influence
my rank and my influence
count strongly for better scouting
count strongly for better scouting
and for better citizenship
and for better citizenship
in my troop and in my community
in my church and my community
and in my contacts with other people.
and in my contacts with other people.
To this, I pledge my sacred honor.
To this, I pledge my sacred honor.
2. You may be seated. Okay, at this time, I would like to call Adam Rogers to please come up, and he will be presenting the rank of Eagle Scout. Well, you have to read this. Yeah, that's enough. Okay. Honor Guard, would you please escort Josh's parents up to his side? Okay. I am the Eagle. Since the beginning of time, man has used my brothers and me as a symbol of our royalty, power, victory, and authority, and valor. My strength and my courage has inspired men throughout the ages. Ancient man looked upon me as The ancient Assyrians associated me with Ashur, the great sun god. I was awed and worshipped for my majestic beauty. In the Assyrian myths, I was a symbol of storms and lightning, and the god who carried the souls to Hades. In India and Babylon, I was the symbol of fire, of wind and storms, and the bringer of immortality. In the golden age of Greece, I was a symbol of victory and the supreme spiritual energy. I was the sacred bird of Zeus, the ruler of all gods. The Greeks represented me with wings outstretched, holding a serpent in my claws. Thus, I represented the triumph of good over evil. In Rome, I was a symbol of Jupiter, the supreme god. The Romans saw me as a symbol of victory. As the Roman legions conquered the world, they marched under the standard of the eagle with outstretched wings. The silver eagle was the symbol of the republic and the ceremony. The Roman Empire used the golden eagle as its symbol. I became personal emblem of the Caesars, representing extreme authority. In the Middle Ages, I became the symbol of Germany, and as a falconry flourished as a sport in Europe, only kings were allowed to hunt with an eagle. The rise of Christianity brought me still more honor. To the early Christians, the eagle was the symbol of ascension. This was due to the strong flight of the eagle with its gaze fixed on the sun. In early icons, I was best known as the symbol of St. John the Evangelist. In the 19th century, French troops under Napoleon conquered Europe under the symbol of the eagle. Many French soldiers gave their lives to protect the golden eagle, which supported the French flag on the battleground. On June 20th, 1782, I became the symbol of a new country. Because of my courage and build and beauty, I was chosen to symbolize the new United States of America. The eagle became a prominent feature of the seal of the state of the new republic. From this early beginning, I have been used in many ways to symbolize the ideals of this country. Several states have their eagle on their state flags. You will find me on the coins of America from the beginning to present day. I have a prominent place in America as in ancient Rome, as a symbol of power and authority. The emblems of the president, vice president, several members of the president's cabinet, and most branches of the armed forces center on the eagle. From the god of the Assyrians to the symbol of the Caesars to the emblem of this country, it was thus fitting the eagle should have a part in the most momentous achievement of man. The Apollo 11 crew chose the eagle as the name of the lunar module, which was to make history. And with the words of Eagle Scout Neil Armstrong, Houston, tranquility base here, the eagle has landed. Man was on the moon. In 1911, following the tradition as old as man himself, the Boy Scouts of America chose the eagle to symbolize the very highest in achievement. Through all of history, I have been the symbol of man's best. Now, the eagle is the symbol of scouting's best. At this point, I would like to call upon David to present Josh with his Eagle Scout certificate and pin. is I'm now going to ask you to first present your mother's pin to your mom. And here's your father's pin for your dad. No one will ever know the unnumbered acts of self-sacrifice and helpfulness from the mother of this Eagle Scout, which have led us to this night. As a symbol of what his mother has made possible, the court now asks him to present his mother with a miniature eagle pin. Your father has stood by you over the years and has offered his encouragement and assistance. As the symbol of what he has contributed to your attainment of this award, the court now asks you to present him with his Eagle Scout Father's Pin. At this point, Josh's father would like to say a few words about his scouting experience.
It's so wonderful. Yes. I always say because it was a long road and there was a few times I didn't know if we were going to make it, but Josh put a lot of hard work in. Finally got there and we had a lot of really good times along the way. So I want to congratulate you.
Okay. The mentor pin is awarded to the person or people who have stood by Josh in his journey to Eagle Scout and have assisted Josh in his endeavor in becoming an Eagle Scout. Josh, will you please call your mentors up for them to receive their mentor pins?